Hello, hello, hello. I'm Andrea Stevens,
And I'm Jeanette Mejias, and we are WABS Women.
where exposure brings strength. Good morning, girl. Good morning.
Ooh, you're nice and chipper. Good morning to you. I thought you'd appreciate my mug. It only says hello once. It doesn't have your hello, which I think we need to brand that
Yeah,
hello, right?
we're going to
I
do that
love
with our
that.
merchandise. We're doing that with the merchandise very soon.
Yeah, I love it.
For sure.
So, welcome to episode 60.
Six to the baby. Six to the I had a lot of coffee this morning already.
I see. I need to catch up with that energy. You're giving
Something
me all sorts of life. Go ahead, girl. I'm not
Listen.
mad at you.
Something is happening. You know what? Since I've been running every night on my treadmill,
Ooh,
I
have
know, and I
you?
can breathe better. Like I've been running at night, and then I'm up in the morning with my coffee. I'm like, I don't know, the Energizer Bunny. I don't know.
Well,
But
I love it. I love that energy. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling those vibes, baby, coming through.
bending your way.
I need those vibes. I definitely need to be vibrating higher today, girl, because I got all sorts of things going on in my day into the evening. So I love that you're bringing that into my space, and I welcome it. And I'm sure our listeners are enthusiastic to hear all that energy coming through.
Well, I'll tell you when I work with I'm working remotely. So with a law firm right now.
Mhm.
And I am probably the oldest there. But it's funny because the young kids are like, the one kid was like, everybody needs an Andrea in your life. And it's probably because I'm so woohoo, here I am. Good morning.
That's
And they're like,
good.
I just get out of bed. I'm
Right.
tired.
All right,
And I'm
right,
like, hey,
right.
I've had 14 cups of coffee. I'm good to go. You know? Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. But yeah, I mean, I'm sending the vibes your way.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely receiving that.
I'll
So
tell you though. Okay.
so
So
what's
now
got you
I'm gonna
fired up? Because I always know that energy comes, so many layers, are funneling down from that energy. So what's keeping you in that high space?
you know what? I'm happy. I mean, I just feel happy. I feel happy with
Oh,
myself. Feel happy with just in general, like I'm happy. And so, I mean, we always talk about, strength and positivity and all this other shit, right? But in the end, sometimes, when you're happy, I think like some people try to fucking poke at the bear, right? Some people try to knock you down a little bit, and I'm the type of person that at the end of my day, I sit back and I process everything that happened. Even if I realize something happened during the day and I realize it, right? I was conscious of it. I was, I understood what went on. I still process the whole thing in the evening again to make sure I didn't look at something the wrong way, make sure that I'm not emotional because it didn't just happen. Like I try to do that and I try to be, aware, right?
yeah, I think that's
But
fantastic.
but I'll tell you, when you're happy, people poke. They poke. I don't want to say they jab because I'll jab right back in an uppercut real quick, but I will say they kind of poke at you. And so yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, one situation yesterday, and I processed it last night. Like I sat back and I was like, how many words did that person say? How many words, right? And I started counting. Like how many words did they say to make me understand where we stood, right? And the change. And I think a lot after this whole health shit show we've been through, people have changed, right?
Mm-hmm,
People have changed in
absolutely.
general. I've changed,
Absolutely.
living situations have changed. Like everybody has changed. Their mental state has changed, you know,
100%.
logistics
100%.
has changed. Your job may have changed, your family may have changed, whatever. So at this point, like where I'm at in my life, I am looking at the people that I've surrounded myself with, you know, pre-health shit show. Right.
Right.
And so when
Mhm.
I talk to people now, whether they've been in my space the whole time or not, right? When I talk to them now, I'm getting a feel for, okay, like, where do I stand? Right. So it took about 9 words,
Mm.
9 words for me to know like that. Okay. Like, it wasn't about that situation that we were just discussing. Like, that was a dig at me. That was that was a dig at me. That was,
Mm.
I mean, that was like coming for the throat
Yeah.
in those 9 words. And I was like, well, that never happened before. So now I know, like, I wasn't mad about what was said, but I knew that it was definitely coming. It was definitely to knock me down a notch on my happy scale. Right.
Yeah, and I'm always a big believer that anytime somebody throws shade or they're trying to um take your elevation and your
Hmm.
energy, try to lower it. Um, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with their own
Yeah.
insecurities, their own issues. You're making them feel uncomfortable for whatever the reason is. And it's really has nothing to do with how you are coming to the table. It's really that they're just not happy. And that's really sad because I feel that if I'm not in the best space, I certainly am not trying to knock down another woman or a man for that
Yeah.
matter or anybody
Yeah.
else.
Like, right.
Like
Like, I don't
especially
need
a
to.
woman, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's catty and we need to come from a place, I feel, like always elevate. And
Right.
sometimes I appreciate, like, if I'm at a level 5 in my energy and you're coming, I appreciate that. In fact, I'm like, wow, I feel so much
Hmm.
better because Andrea just came here bringing all sorts of energy and she's happy and she's excited. And I
Yeah.
like that. That kind of like, feeds me. But I gravitate to that. So everybody's different. You got
Yeah.
miserable people that don't gravitate to happy people. They just don't.
Well,
They
here's my, yeah, but
feel
you need, I
triggered by
mean,
you. You know
right,
what I mean?
right, right. If you stay in your heart, right, and not try to one up people and think that you're, you know what I mean, or knock them down or whatever the case, if you stay in
Right.
your heart all the fucking time, you won't have a problem. That's how I feel. But I have to be conscious of the fact that I'm not, I'm going to give myself grace, but I'm not giving you grace for that, for those 9 words. Like, nope, sorry. I'm just going to, here's the thing. I said this in a post on Facebook and I'm going to say it again. You're either coming into my circle or you're flowing right the fuck out. That's how it's going in where I am right now in my season. That's what's happening. You're either coming. And then this morning there was a
Flow
post.
the fuck out. Can we make
Yes.
a hashtag on that? Oh,
Flow the
okay.
fuck out. Yeah. I mean, hey, sometimes this shit just comes right out of my mouth. I just think that at this point, like, why don't let that, and I mean, I'm not going to let that energy in. Everybody else, has to do their own thing. When I say
Yeah.
do you, I mean do you. You're the one that lets the people in or out of your circle, right? This morning I saw where did I see it? I don't know where the heck I saw it, but I can't ever remember the COVID brain, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it
The
said something
COVID brain is
about,
real.
right? It said something about, you're either coming through my door or you're exiting my door, but don't
Mm,
stand in the doorway because you're blocking the friggin' traffic. It didn't say friggin'
mm.
again. It didn't say friggin'. I had my own tune to it, but
Right.
anyway, but that's what it said. And I was like, this is like exactly what happened to me yesterday. And then here it is, poof, right in your face, and that happens a lot, I think, with people in general.
I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean,
Yeah.
I see that all the time. It's like so sad. I mean, there was a time where I would be upset about those kind of behaviors.
Mhm.
I would get really charged and revved up
Yeah. Yeah.
and, like my blood going. And then, like, as I started to understand behaviors and
Mhm.
understand, um, what makes folks do what they do,
Mhm.
it just was like, whatever, you know what? You're
I
irrelevant in
actually,
my life, doesn't
yeah,
matter. Like, not to
yeah,
be mean, but like,
right. Right.
you
Flow
know,
the fuck
like,
out. You don't like to
yeah,
say, I'm not going to be mean and say flow the fuck out, but
but like, whatever, hey,
uh,
keep,
yeah,
I like to say keep it moving. And I know, you know, some people are kind of like, what does that mean? Exactly what it means. You just have to keep it moving. Like,
yeah, yeah,
you can't let
yeah.
anybody dull your shine or your spirit. And I mean, I know I think all of that is a learning process. I mean, somebody's probably listening to this and yeah, right, easier said than done, because some
Right,
people
right.
do react when someone is rude or, because we're human, right?
Hmm.
You're going to have a reaction.
Right.
Excuse me, or however you react. And I think it's just about practice. And I always feel that sometimes that person is looking for that reaction and you just have to just really prepare, right? Because you never know. Like,
Hmm.
here
Right.
you are, you're coming in dynamic and, out of left field, somebody said these 9 words to you that you're like, wait a minute, what? Like,
I did.
what,
Well, that's what I kind of
what's it
sat there.
like?
I didn't say anything except like
You're like
clench my
trying to process
face.
that because it's like, why would this person do this? Like,
Yes.
so, but yeah, I'm telling
Yeah.
you, people are just shitty. And
I'm at the stage that I laugh. Like I
yeah,
laugh. I think I laugh because what they don't realize is I got you pegged, right? Like I got you pegged. Now you showed me where we are, right? Here we are. Now I know where we stand. Now I know where we are. And I'm now aware. And now I know how to move forward with you, and it is what it is.
right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, so I kind of chuckled and I was like, they have no idea. Like, okay, okay, I got you.
Right.
I got you loud and clear.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
And then flow, you
Right.
know?
I
Yeah.
love that. I just, I have to tell you, I have seen such a difference in you in the past couple of weeks. I don't know what's happening, I mean, I kind of know what's happening, but like, I just
Yeah.
love how you are just shifting, the narrative. And um, I love where you're at. I just love watching you, continue
Well,
to
I
own
love
your
you, Jeannette.
thing.
I love you, Jeannette.
Yes,
And
I feel the
you have
love, girl.
been, I got to say, you've been a huge support system for me, so thank you. You've been there every step of the way, no matter if I text you at 11 o'clock at night or at 6 a.m.
Hey, I got an
So,
idea. Yeah, no, of course. I mean, it's so funny because I actually had a conversation about you yesterday. And I was saying, to my husband, I said, I think about a couple of years ago when Andrea and I were at Texas at a conference. And it was really the first time that we got to be, well, we were roommates along with others. And we really got to, get to know each other.
yeah.
And it was just like, okay, like, you're cool. Like, I'm feeling your language. Like, you're like, we just vibed,
We did.
and it was like you were so easy. And you know our conversations were not there, but they were with our body language and our eyes. I
Yes.
mean, we had it down. We would just be observing the situation and the eyeballs were like, like,
Yeah.
okay, but
Two
yeah,
peas in a pod, two
two
peas in a
peas in a
pod.
pod. And the dueling pianos, that was like so fun.
That was fun. That was fun. I had to drag you on the stage, but that was fun.
Yeah, I know. I was ready for it.
I know
Yeah,
everybody I think
I
was
was
ready for
ready
it in our
for it.
crew.
A couple of drinks in, and don't take much. So,
We have to do that again.
yeah, absolutely. So, what would be your message for those who struggle with folks that try to disrupt, which I know that's your, word, disrupt your happiness, disrupt your energy, um, because I'm sure many people deal with folks that consistently are just throwing that kind of shade, and some folks may not know how to navigate that. Do you have something that you typically do? Like, I know you shared a little bit about, okay, I processed and all of that, but for those who don't have like that, because I think it takes a skill and you have to have some
Mhm.
skin in that kind of, you know, in that kind of reaction. You have to have skin,
Mhm.
for sure. But somebody who's like, I can't do that. Like that, I would just flip. Is there something that you can kind of share that helps you not go down that road?
I think you got to put yourself in their shoes for a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Process what
Yeah.
they've said, you know what I mean? And then recognize, okay, just recognize who they are and what they have going on first. That's first.
I
Because
like
some
that.
some people might throw shit at you because they have other shit going on themselves, and that's fine if that's the case. Or they, even though they have that going on, they still shouldn't have came at you and said what they said, because it was still a dig. It was still at you, and so you have to process it and take it as it's something personal. You have to really process who the person is and your situation. For me, you know, I think you have to also know where you're at, right?
Mm,
There's triggers that you have. So are you being triggered by this and it's really not meant to be a certain way? Or are you in the right headspace? Are you in the right mental state to be able to digest what just happened? And that's what I try to do every single night, is process what just happened. And was I correct in my initial reaction or assumption or thought process, or was I not? Maybe I should just sit back and shut the hell up and not go down, you know what I mean? Not really
yeah.
go
Yeah. Yeah.
down
Yeah.
that road. Or maybe I just process it and recognize what it is for what it is. And then the relationship is either going to be, it's going to be whatever I say, right? Because it's you that has to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you're the one that has to decide how that relationship, friendship, family member, how you're going to deal with them.
And it's funny that you say that, Andrea, because I had this conversation with my oldest. And one of the things that I drilled down to him, you have to teach people how to behave with you in all aspects,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's romantic relationships,
Mm-hmm.
friendships, work colleagues. You need to teach people how they should behave and what you expect out of a friendship, what your
Mm-hmm.
expectation is out of your, relationship or your romantic interest, if you have one, and as
Mm-hmm.
well as, someone that you report to. What do they expect out of you? And the same is what you expect from them.
Right.
Right. And he really gets that. And it's so important, because if you do not, put those boundaries, um, forget it. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're just setting yourself up for a
Yeah.
lot
I
of
mean, even the,
aggravations,
right. Right.
unnecessary aggravations.
Right. And I'll tell you what, like my son, these kids are learning young, right? Two
Yeah.
years ago, I had my son tell me, this one only wants to play with me online when he has no other friends to play with. And as soon as they come on, he gets rid of me and he asks, he gets rid of me and he like takes me out of the game. And then he goes and plays with his other friends and he knows and he recognizes it,
Right. Look at that.
but he's
Yeah.
mad. He's mad. And he said, he's like, I'm just mad. And I said, listen, don't engage with him.
That's it.
Delete him. That's
But the
it. Delete
fact
him.
that he knows that, Andrea, there's
Yeah.
some kids that happens and they don't get it. They just continue,
Yeah.
to engage. Um, and the fact that he gets that, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
that's
probably
great.
because when it started, I said, be done. You're angry every time he does this. Then just be done.
Right.
Don't play with him. Even if you're bored out of your mind, don't play with him, because you're telling him it's okay. And that's what I said. You're telling him it's okay. It's okay. I'll play with you whenever you're bored. And then when you decide you're going to go play with your other friends, okay,
Right. And
let's
how about
go.
if he wants to play? Where is that? Where does that person lie in, you know, giving him that time? Do they not? Because it's not convenient for them because they're,
Right.
playing with other friends. So I think that's like great, Great
Yeah.
sound advice. Awesome.
Yeah. Be your own boss. Be your own boss in your
Yep.
own personal life. Be your boss. That's it.
Absolutely. Well, I
So,
think that's the best way to close out our segment today. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thank you, Andrea, for bringing in such a great and important and relevant topic that we all wrestle with or at some point deal with. So you're listening to Webb's Women.
where exposure brings strength.